All right, recording got started. Thank you very much for all of you for joining this first day one live session on the technical business analyst. Thank you all of you team. Okay, so I'm just without wasting much of the time, I'm directly sharing my screen to show who I am. And some of you joined newly and then you don't know me, and this is me. So you are my name is Lakshmi. I have 25 years of experience in IT. I worked globally, like I worked in London, Belgium, Netherlands, finally got settled here in Australia. And I played various roles like project manager, delivery manager, account manager, whatnot, but mostly into the management space. And I also train the students on the project management, Scrum Master, product owner areas. Okay. And what I've done is a few years back, I floated this company called Hands On Agile Coaching Company. It's a legally registered company based out of Australia. From this company, we are running various training programs like the artificial intelligence, machine learning, the cyber security, Power BI, tech business analyst, whatnot. So we do all these training programs. And as you see from the name of the company, Hands On, all our training programs are completely real time. So which means that it's not the trainings that you're going to learn on the PPT, but it's more of a hands-on, the practical one. So whatever the activities you will be doing after getting the job, most of you will be doing as part of our trainings, any training you pick up. So all the trainings are structured in such a way that they are job-oriented trainings. Okay, you can confidently talk. So just 1 minute. Request all of you to please go on mute. Cool. So all the trainings are completely job oriented training programs. Okay, team. Along with me, I have our trainer joined, and his name is DP, and he's going to be our coach for our tech business analyst training. You can see him, and he's having overall 2 decades of the experience. Equal to me, and he's a super expert in the AI, ML trained lot of corporate batches, functional BAs, and he's certified. So many certification he has in his kitty, and he also have with a global experience of US, Europe, and he's currently working for one of the largest MNC companies, which means that we are going to learn the subject in a practical way from DP. Okay, so all of us we gathered here to learn the business analyst. Business analyst. Do we have any demand? Basically, who is a business analyst? Business analyst is someone who analyze the business requirements, act as a bridge between the business and the development team, understand, meet the business people, understand the requirement by various means, analyze the requirements, and communicate the same thing to the development team in a more structured way. Okay, cameras are not required. Manit, kindly turn off your camera, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's, do we have demand for the tech business analyst? Plenty. So you can open your, I'm getting some background noise. Okay, let me do what? Let me, okay. So if you go to the jobs on the LinkedIn and then you just type any part of the world. So let's say business analyst, and then you're going to see lot of BA roles. So it's not only in Australia. For example, some of you joined from United States, you can go for it and you can see the business analyst 1 day ago. And you are going to see here a remote jobs as well. For example, here a remote job, business analyst. So you need to understand the competencies, feasibility assessments, blah, 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 and all the things. Junior business analyst. So junior roles, junior business analyst, and it's a remote in Texas. So they are also there, okay? And you will be using Figma, Tableau, and all the stuff, which we will be understanding. In the Australian market, also we use a portal called Seek. And then here, I think, whoa, 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 whoa. I think it's going to become a fish market if I just leave it like this. So kindly, I'm just forcefully muting all of you, which means that you cannot unmute. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop that, but we want a good discipline in the class. Okay, all right. So here, this is the portal for the students from Australia, and I'm just typing here the keyword business analyst, and you can see good number of jobs here that are getting posted here. Business analyst, business analyst. Okay, 5 business analysts required here. Rolling contract. Okay, team, cool. So DP is going to go through the course content one more time, but this week, this is designed for 6 weekends. So today we are starting with a free webinar and we are going to continue the same classes from next week, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Another 6 more weeks of training will be there. So you have various modules and the GP is going to go through all these modules. We are going to cover with a lot of practical tools and I will be sending you another email with your Jira Confluence instance where you will be doing all the practicals which will be guided by DP. Okay, team? Cool. So now I'm topping the screen share and I want to welcome DP and help us with this training. Hi, DP. You are okay.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
make you
Hi,
the
Lakshmi.
hi,
Yeah,
hi.
hi,
Right.
Lakshmi. Hi.
Thank you, DP. So you
Thank
can
you.
introduce yourself and then you can start helping us understanding what is this business analyst and what exactly they do, what kind of skills we need to have to excel in the market. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Lakshmi. And hello, everyone. This is good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So because we are from different time zones, right? Yeah. And Lakshmi already covered about my background, that where I come from. It's been almost 25 years. Back in 95, 97, we started our career in maybe the we don't call it as an IT, but it was a software, like, more of there is no internet by the time when we entered into software development, custom software development, and more of an offline software development. Then 2000s, that is a cloud internet, then 2010 cloud, and today it is an AI. But this all almost close to 2.5. It's like, yeah, I'm playing multiple the various roles. Like, in the very beginning, I started as a coder, like a development and systems analysis and design. That is what, then it was a BA, okay, systems analysis and design. Then I used to write the code as well. And currently, I'm working as an architect for one of the big four firms. Okay. And yeah, as Lakshmi mentioned, it is I'm a techno-functional as well as managerial. Okay, bit of manager, because that is what my composition during my whole career. Okay, uh, yeah, uh, that's quick, very brief, and I'll share more that our journey, because it's a two and a half decades, that it's a lot of journey. I wanted to share uh, more details, but I'm limiting the details as of now. Okay, let's focus on the BA side today. Okay, what is BA? What is the roles? What is the role, like, on a typical? What is a day of a BA? Like, as a BA, what I supposed to do? Um, Facilitating meetings, communication with stakeholders, and again the technical teams. Okay, and resolving the conflicts, ambiguities, and walkthroughs. Okay, participating in the sprint plans, like in SDLC, software development lifecycle methodology. Okay, maybe I don't know the number in the meeting, but we come from different backgrounds and different experiences and different levels of experiences. Okay, I don't want to use the jargons or terms in the very beginning. Maybe some can understand, some cannot understand. But therefore, if you have any clarification required, hey, this is what I wanted to more deep drill down or deep down this area, then we can go into that. Okay. Uh, Today the agenda is that understand what is business analysis before business analyst. Okay. A business analyst is the one who can perform the business analysis. But before that, we need to understand business analysis. Okay. Let me share our screen. All right. Please confirm if all of you are able to see
Yep,
the screen.
I can see.
Yeah, and I request all of you, this is 40. This is an engage, like, because it is proactive. We ask some questions. BA, because if you are coming for a BA, the communication and the collaboration is
Oh, sorry. I just accidentally muted your TP. Just 1 minute. Can you please
no
unmute?
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I am
yeah.
unmuted. Okay. What I was talking is because it is not a spectator game, right? Maybe if you can attend something a technical courses or a classes, uh, maybe you can listen and later you can practice. This is the place now. This is an opportunity, all of you. Uh, we can unmute or we can talk. Okay, that's what communication. Communication. It's not about just only English, right? So how we are framing the question, right? So there are a lot of things. That's why I request all of you that if you maybe not necessarily unmute and talk, at least you should be able to chat and ask, hey, this is what I wanted to clarify. I want more detailed understanding. Okay, that is one of the quality that required for a BA. Okay, hope that you're going to inculcate that from now, right? Don't 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 just sit like a spectator. Okay, we are not playing any game, but be a participant, just involve in the process. Okay. What we are expecting that we ask you a few questions like, hey, have you ever involved in this? Have you know about this, how the software project works? Maybe you heard of it, maybe you're not involved it, right? Maybe whatever the knowledge you know, you please share it that, right? Therefore you can confirm your understanding. Okay. Right. uh, Let me share my screen. Today, as we planned, the plan is this. First, this is a 3.5 hours journey from now. First hour is going to introduce the terms in business analysis. Yeah, we are using the word business analysis or a business analyst because it has a lot of meanings today. It is interpreting. If you search in the Google, it will interpret like even data analysis is also part of business analysis because this role is evolved. If you ask me, hey DP, how was this in back in 10 years or 7 years? Only it is when we say IT business analyst means it's a functional role. But today, the industry is expecting technology side, like technology means you're not necessarily a developer, like you're not going to develop anything with Java or PHP or .NET. You are going to aware of what is an API, what is a database, what is data modeling, what is a like analytical tools, business intelligence tools like Power BI. This is what they're not expecting too much expertise, right? But as a business analyst, you should be able to know these technology slash tools. Okay. Don't expect that I'm an expert in Power BI, but I should know that what is Power BI, what are the views that are there in the Power BI, what I can do with Power BI, what they expect as a managers or executive teams expect, from me as a business analyst. API. What is API? Application Programming Interface, right? So it is a technology. And what is a backend? What is a front end? These are the technical terms or jargons typically we use in the IT industry. Therefore, you will not necessarily be an expert in all of them, right? But as a business analyst, our focus is that understanding the functional side and maybe at 15 to 20% of this technology orientation in terms of tools. Today is low code, no code, automation. This is the world where we are living. And AI is we can delegate our intelligence. If I don't have an intelligence, no problem today because I have artificial intelligence available, right? Artificial the way our brain works, the way our neurons signals works. Okay, the same the GPT models works. We can generate whatever we want. It becomes more effective and efficient carrying out the business analysis. Okay, if you are very new to this business analysis also, now it is becomes very easy. Okay, as already Lakshmi mentioned, right? What is the demand for business analyst? Yes, because technical most of the technical jobs are replacing by AI, okay, and automation testing also. But one area which is now um, demand is BA, like with technology, tools and technology. Okay, not just functional. Okay, that's what I'm going to cover. This first thing is the key terms that we are going to use in business analysis, and the second part is all about the directives, like how projects get initiated, what is a project, and SDLC, these things. Okay, and the last part is all about elicitation. Maybe I don't know how many of you heard of this word, elicit. Else it is nothing but obtaining the information. Okay, what information? It is business information, because as a business analyst I should be able to gather the requirements. In order to gather the requirements, I should be able to elicit the information. What information? Again, that's what we are going to see in that. Okay, in systematically and a structured way, uh, how to acquire the information. That information translates into requirements. How do we translate that business information into requirements? What methodologies or techniques or methods that's supposed to be used in converting that, we will see in the sessions. Okay, and there is an exercise, maybe an assignment for the next week. How you think is very important as a business analyst, because analytical thinking and problem solving is the key underlying competency skill that requires as a business analyst. That is also part of our course. We are going to cover that. Okay, uh, but that is what today's scope. Okay, scope is also, maybe some of you know, scope is something which we are committed to deliver. Okay, um, that is a part of any project. Let me share. All right, so as we were talking about, that first off is all about the key terms, like what is business analysis, who is business analyst, and we can take some questions about your understanding or doubts. Okay, uh, right, I can hide this. Is it recording, right, Lakshmi?
Yes, recording is on. I'm recording at my end. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And yeah, uh, just maybe this is what, as I've already set this expectation that it is more of an engaged one, right? Please type in what is your understanding of BA. Where did you
Or
come from? Like
maybe,
maybe I don't know that. Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
sure.
please
You
go
can
ahead,
ask
Lakshmi.
them, or maybe I thought maybe we can share them my Miro link, and then okay, maybe that's too much for now. Maybe they can type. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe some of them are going to join from mobile phones. I'm not sure. By next time when you are going to, the recommended is a laptop. Let's, we can do some hands-on. Like maybe I can ask you something, oh, hey, open this link, or do some exploration here, and you can share your answers in the chat. Okay, that is also good. How many of you, maybe you come from a different backgrounds, right? Just wanted to know, because this is what the nature of, don't um, think that I'm asking you questions and all, because that is the nature of a business analyst or any design guy, right? So I'm an architect, because when you are designing something, always ask questions like, hey, why you need this? What is the purpose of this? What is the change actually? What is the value add this, right? All the time we ask these questions. With that curiosity, I'm asking all of you, please type in um, what is business analysis from your understanding or a perspective you have, right? Or a view you have. Okay, you can type in the chat box here. Okay, you can type. So, how many of you know there is a regulatory for business analysis? There is a regulatory for a business analysis. A regulatory means that controls the business analysis activity. That controls business analysis activity. So first, what is business analysis? This is a question we can start with. Okay, what is business analysis? This is one of the, okay, keyword. What is business analysis? As per the BEBOK, how many of you know BEBOK? BEBOK maybe BABOK. What is BEBOK? Business analysis body of knowledge. This is a regulatory. This is a regulatory. BEBOC is a regulatory because hey, I can gather requirements the way I want it. Yes, you can do it. It is an informal, right? But there are uh, tools, techniques, methods recommended by one of the regulatory body, which is called BEBOC, which controls the standards, how effective and efficient you can carry out the business analysis. That's what BEBOC. Maybe you can search in the Google what is BEBOC. That is from IIBA. IIBA. The content which we are covering from here, okay, it is not DP or Lakshmi's content. Okay, we are uh, design the course, but the content is regulated by the BEBOC one only. Okay, the content we are following the standard content from BEBOC. Okay, not our thing. Okay, as per BEBOC, what they were saying, business analysis is all about BA is the change. Okay, is the change is the practice of change. Okay, let me practice of okay of enabling change. Enabling change. This is what the word change. What is a change? Change means like we are adding some value, okay, in their organizations, in the enabling a change in an enterprise, okay, in an enterprise by defining needs, okay, needs. This is also a very important keyword. I'll explain this what is need, okay, and recommending solutions. Okay, if you want to take notes, okay, you can take notes. Anyway, we are going to share this, okay, notes. But this is what tomorrow, if you are going for an interview, they might ask you, okay, in maybe a written exam or online exam, they can ask you what is a business analysis. This is what, because recently, not recently, most of the time I surprise they are practicing in our teams. They practice business analysis. Uh, if I go and ask what is the definition of business analysis, their blank page. Okay, that's what I always try to give these key terms first. Okay, tomorrow when you're going for an interview for a tech business analyst or a business analyst, they will, if they ask what is business analysis, this is what the standard definition from BEBOC, which is a standard regulatory guide from IABA, International Institute of Business Analysis, which is located in Canada. Okay, BA is a practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions. Okay, what does it mean change? Change is like an initiative that, hey, I'm a retail company. I'm a um, offline retail company, brick and mortar retail company. Just wanted to sell my products online. Okay, that's that is a change I'm looking for as a big organization, okay, or a medium organization. I wanted to digitize my operations, my business operations. I wanted to sell my products. I wanted to list all the products catalog online. Therefore, the customers can come as a e-shopping and they should be able to search the product, add to the cart, and make the payment, and we will be delivered the product online, right? That is what the change in terms of a project initiative. There, as a BA, I should be able to define the needs. What is a need? Please type in that. Again, this is an interesting question. Like many people confuse that need and a requirement. Need and a requirement. I'm asking again one more question. Ramana, Nina, good. Business analysis is a process of identifying needs, the organization, and recommending and implementing the change. Yeah, implementing the change. Correct. Yeah, recommending the solutions to the stakeholders. Yeah, these are the terms definitely. And I'm asking again. This is a maybe interesting need versus requirement. How many of you know this? Need versus requirement. How many of you know this? Needs versus requirements. Okay, you can search Google also, you can ask. Okay, that's what you can learn. Okay, not necessarily from the trainer, but we are the one, we can give you the direction. Hey, this is what the terms, at least you should be able to know, because you need to crack the interview. Just not, hey, I'm an hands-on, but I should be able to have the conceptual understanding what is the BA, because it's a conceptual. Most of the BA course is all about conceptual. Okay, but it's very difficult to uh, create a hands-on. But we are going to give you the tasks how to apply these concepts into uh, in an application, right? What is a need? So problem or opportunity. Okay, this is what it says. Again, these are all the terms. Even PMI, project management, also in says need means a problem or an opportunity that is will be faced by any organizations. Did you see any organization or any business doesn't have a need? Okay, they have a lot of needs in order to streamline their business, to streamline, maximize profit, minimize cost, minimize expenses. A lot of things they wanted to do, right? That's what needs. So the problem or opportunity today, most of the opportunities for any company is AI projects, AI bots, AI. They wanted to build AI bots. That's a opportunity, right? Today there is a new technology in the marketplace that is an AI. With the help of AI technology, all businesses wants to adopt the new intelligence technology into their businesses. That is what, okay, opportunity. Okay, we need to understand need means a problem or opportunity. By defining them, we should be, as a business analyst, we should be able to define them. What is a need means, what is the problem is all about, what is opportunity means, and ideas is all about, or a problem we wanted to solve. Okay, and let's come to business analysis information. What is business analysis information? BA information. What is information? What is information? BA information or information. Please type in your answers. Maybe we can see here. What is information? Okay, maybe these are very small questions and silly questions might be, but believe me that they are going to help you in interviews. Okay, when they are, at least when you're answering confidently, you can say, hey, this is what BA is, this is what need is, this is what requirement is all about, right? What is the problem we are solving? You should be able to know how we are defined it, the problem, right? So all this thing. Need any problem? Yeah, that client has stuck, or any new opportunity? Yes, requirement that helps to achieve the needs. Now I'm asking the business analysis information. What would be the typical answer for this business analysis information? BA information. Okay, anything that is used in business analysis, that what is that? Such as requirements. Okay, requirements could be. Okay, design sometimes. What is designs? Also we can design, we can define designs, reports. Okay, comma, see, elicitation. This is requirements, designs, reports, elicitations. These are all comes under business analysis information. So what does it mean? Let's say it's a raw information is something which is, maybe there could be relations, there could may not be relations. Okay, sometimes we can be achievable, sometimes we cannot be achievable with the requirements, right? Sometimes what specific designs they ask, sometimes they want design for specific people. Okay, this is kind of an information we are going to get from whom? The stakeholders. Stakeholders. Who is a stakeholder? That is also we can discuss later. And the question is again, who is a business analyst? You already come to know who is business analyst. Business analyst is any person, right, who performs business analysis. Okay. And the tasks, what are the tasks he is going to perform? We can discuss that as a separate role. And the design, what is a design? What is a design? Because these are the commonly used terms we on a daily basis. What is a typical BA? This is what we discuss. Okay, a design and requirement. Okay, where is the information, right? uh, what is design? Design, DSIGN, maybe design, whatever the background you come from, it doesn't matter. What is a design? Can you articulate that in a definition? Okay, design. Design is a usable representation of a solution. Usable representation of a, remember these things. Okay, they're going to ask these type of questions. What is a design? Design is a usable representation of solution, but it is not the solution, right? Design is not the solution. Solution is the one it is useful, right? End of the day, I'm using this solution. Before that, there might be a design. Design comes fast before the solution, right? So before building this, any solution design is required. System design is also part of our course. We are going to design, we are going to talk about that in, before maybe not but last weeks. Okay, not in the very beginning, system design, these things. Design is nothing but a usable representation of a solution. Okay. And one more thing is commonly people will ask, BA means domain. What is a domain? This is very, very important for a BA. Maybe you can see in the job descriptions also. Okay. What is a domain? What is a domain? Please, you can search in Google or wherever it is because it's a open right to you. It is, what is a domain? Domain, area of knowledge, okay, or sphere of knowledge. You can, okay, a domain is area or sphere of, okay, knowledge that defines a common set of requirements. Example, you can ask me, hey, what is a domain? Can we say finance, accounting, operations, sales, marketing? They're for core functions, right? Typically, they are core functions. Okay. As a business analyst, at least I should be able to know minimum domain, like, at least a sales domain or marketing domain or operation of it works, right? Let's today, e-commerce is what? Is it a domain? E-commerce is a domain or commerce is a domain? How we can look at that? Is a specific area, very specific area. We should be able to have a knowledge how it operates, how it works. So based on which we should be able to gather the requirements or we should be able to get the information. Okay. And one more important key term is enterprise. What is an enterprise? Enterprise. Enterprise. Because there is a conflict words, enterprise, business, organization, all these are conflicting words, right? But BA, business analyst, must be very clear on these terms. Okay. Even before you're going for an interview, they will emphasize these key terms because they try to understand the conceptual understanding. Okay, maybe on a daily basis, do we use this enterprise? Maybe not necessary all the time, but you should understand or have a knowledge what is an enterprise. Okay, right? What is an enterprise? Enterprise. Enterprise is an organization. Enterprise is an organization. Organization or group. They say it is a group of. Okay. Now, if I ask, um, write any any name of an enterprise in the chat box. One of the enterprise. You think that it is an enterprise based on this definition. Okay. Enterprise is a group of organizations or group of businesses, also we can say, such as business unit or a division, right? So we refer as an enterprise. Okay. Business unit, division, or operating company, or a functional area or a department, even we can call it as a enterprise, because these are the terms or definitions from the standard practice. Okay, standard business analysis practice. And let's move. Can we check that? Is there any answers? Okay. In India, yeah. What is the domain? Yes, banking, healthcare, insurance. These are the domains. Okay. Even we can further subdomains like functions, operations like accounts, finance. Every company will have these standard core operations, core functions. Sales and marketing is a common, right? If there is no sales and marketing function, they're two different functions maybe. Okay, there is no organization, right? So they can generate leads, they can create pipelines, they can convert the pipeline into prospects, and they can sell something, they can become a customer, and they pay, generate revenue, cash flow, profit. The business means. Yeah. Okay. Bank, supply chain is an enterprise. ID. Yes. And Reliance in India, yes, Reliance has, yeah, different structures, yeah, organizations. When we say an organization, we always think of a structure. Okay, even organization structure, there is a CEO. It has a vision and a mission. They drive that. Okay. Reliance has many CEOs. Even Tata has many. Tata Steels, Tata Motors, Tata. Under the Tata enterprise, there is multiple groups, multiple divisions or units, business units. They are offered different services to different markets. Okay. That is what an enterprise. Let's say, if we say the training organization Agile or hands-on Agile, do we say it's an enterprise? Yes, maybe it is. Yes, one division we have. Tomorrow we can expand it to that, right? But as of now, the size, based on the size, maybe they don't call it as on a big enterprise. Maybe, yes, typically that's what an enterprise is, an organization or a group of organizations. Organization, when we say an organization, means a structure and a management structures, communication structures that comes into the picture. Any business, always think of structure, the line of reporting, the lines, who is reporting, the people, right? He is a CEO. Under the CEO, these are directors. Under the directors, these are the VPs. VP again, accounting, VP something, blah, 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 VP marketing, VP sales, VP operations, right? Under them, they are managers. Under them, they are working force like, okay, uh, the permit, whatever the permit that will be there, right? That is why typically we call it as enter a price. Maybe you can understand this. Always, as a business analyst, you should be able to see as enterprise is like this. This is right. Always like this. This is top level. This is mid level. This is bottom. Even when we are thinking of requirements, where the requirements come from, because this is top level is mostly executives. Okay, they do the vision mission kind of, like they drive the vision and mission, and these people are manage real level. These people are kind of associates. These people are maybe CEOs, CFOs, okay, COOs, these guys. Okay, typically we can call it as organization. Maybe one enterprise can have these kind of pyramid structures. Sometimes maybe There is a flat structures also. Today they are talking about onion structures also, but standard any business, it starts here at an associate small, and then they recruit manager, and then they recruits kind of COC, if it is a startup kind of a thing. But if it is already in a grown up enterprise, they will set up like this: first maybe top down, okay, top down, or bottom up, either this way or this way. Maybe as a business analyst, when I am getting any business, if I wanted to read any business, the structure, okay, what the business is into, first thing is that, okay, is it into retail or healthcare? The domain is very important, okay, which sector, or which services sector, or manufacturing sector. If you look at manu manufacturing or services, okay, manufacturing is mostly it's a products and services, and agricultural is also one of the dimension, but typically mostly we do the projects for either manufacturing companies or services companies. If you want to analyze any business, not just, okay, it is an IT, even IT companies also looks like this, right? There is a CEO, manager level, and associates. Either we should be able to read from bottom up or top down, right? Any enterprise, because this is what business analyst is all about: analyzing the business. How do we analyze? Yes, where to start, which industry the business is existed, okay, which sector it is it a manufacturing sector or services sector, okay, does it manufacture products, or does it something customizations, blah 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 blah. Okay, how they are structured is very very important. If really there is a structure and proper channels and line of reporting and everything is there, yes, it is a functional organization. Otherwise it is a small firm which is a registered firm, but they are not operating anything. Okay, right. So this is what is all about, enterprise or organization. And what is requirement? What is requirement? This is very important, because as a business analyst, what the primary role of a BA? The primary role of a BA, who is a business analyst, who performs the right business analysis. Okay, what is that? Gathering requirements, needs, understand, defining the requirements, right? Or gathering the requirements. This is the core role of a business analyst, gathering the requirements, right? But what is a requirement? If I ask that, can you type what is a requirement? What is the requirement? What is a requirement? Requirement again, okay, is a condition or a capability. Okay, a condition or to satisfy a need. What is a need? Now, by the now you understand what is a need. Again, I'm asking, what is a need? Need is what? Either it could be a problem or an opportunity to solve that problem or to seize this opportunity. Yes, this is a requirement or capability or a condition we should be able to satisfy. Then only the need will be met. Okay, needs always meet. We need to meet this. Okay, need means either we should be able to solve that or seize this opportunity by, you know, defining a condition or capabilities. That is what requirements is all about. Requirement. This is my requirement. Let's say an example is this. I want to drive. Okay, as an individual, I wanted to drive. This is what the uh, maybe the need is this. Okay, need is this, commute to office. Okay, let's say commute to office. Okay, this is a need. Let's say I have a problem on a daily basis. I'm not able to commute office because I'm not able to reach. I'm not reaching office. Okay, there is a huge traffic, okay, especially in our areas sometimes. Maybe it takes 1 hour sometimes, or 1.5 hour, 90 minutes, 60 minutes sometimes. Okay. But the need is this. The need means I've already told you what is the problem, okay, or opportunity. But this is not really an opportunity. Let's say it's a problem. I'm not able to reach office. Let's say it's an individual it's an individual need, right? It's an individual problem. I'm not talking about a business problem. How do you solve? What is the requirements you're supposed to satisfy to meet this commute? Or maybe I'm late to the office. Frequently, I'm late to the office. I'm frequently late to the office. As an individual, I'm facing this need. Okay. Hello. So, as per what is the capabilities I should be able to have and what I need to satisfy. Okay. Can you think of that? The requirements can be need, or requirement is not need. That's what I clarified. Need is a problem or an opportunity. Requirement is a condition or capability that satisfies needs. That is what I'm explaining now. I have a problem that I'm missing office hours. Let's say I'm not able to reach office on time. Okay. And just I wanted to solve that problem. What requirements I need to satisfy? You're a business analyst, let's say. You need to solve. You're my friend. Okay. You're my friend because you do a business analysis career, but you need to solve my problem. How do you think? Okay. How do you what kind of requirements I need to satisfy? Okay. What requirements I need to satisfy? Okay. Okay. Can you scroll down? Okay, you're not able to see. Maybe. Yeah. This is the problem I have. Yeah. That is, yeah, the difference between need and the requirement. We have to have this clarity, not the confidence. Okay, remember this. Confidence, maybe I believe that. Okay, confidence. I don't believe in that confidence. Yes, confidence is required, but before that, I need a clarity. Okay, clarity means um, even conceptual clarity is very, very important. What is a need and a requirement? Yes, the requirement could be like maybe I need to what what is that you have right currently, how you are doing, how you are currently reaching, how what is the vehicle you are using? Is it a four wheel, two wheel, right? Or do you have at least a vehicle? No, 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 I don't have a vehicle. Okay, you should be able to what elicit first, right? Yes or no? We should be able to elicit. What is elicitation? Elicitation is all about, okay, obtaining information. What is it? Obtaining information. Obtaining information. Obtain, elicit. Elicit, DP. Okay. DP is not an organization, it's an individual, but you need to elicit. You're a friend of mine. You should be able to ask, hey, do you have a vehicle or not? And the second question is, okay, if yes, what vehicle? If you don't have, right? Maybe then we can start a kind of design like for him that it is a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler based on his environment, right? Based on his financial situations and all. Maybe you can buy a two-wheeler or something like that. And in order to get this two-wheeler, before this, do you have a driving license or not? That is also a condition, right? Or a capability that you need to have. Okay, if you don't have the driving license, you should be able to go to the apply that for RTA because there is a regulatory requirement. Regulatory requirements means, okay, you can reach office if you have a two-wheeler, right? But in order to drive the two-wheeler, you must have a driving license. But in order to get the driving license, you must be able to submit few documents and you need to wait for some time, 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, and you need to follow the process based on the regulatory because It is not going to give you the driving license right there, right? So you need to follow set of requirements. That's what requirement is all about. You need to satisfy, right, a condition or a capability to meet the requirement, that commute requirement, because that is what it is causing the late to the office, right? But it is a small example I was talking. It's taking an individual, but business or an enterprise which is big and it has different layers like a pyramid. There is stakeholders like CEO, managerial stakeholders, and associate level stakeholders. They have different requirements from to solve their problems. Maybe it is a managerial problem or executive problem or work level problem. We don't know what type of a problem it is, and based on the problem we should be able to elicit the information. Based on the information we should be able to define the or translate them into requirements, and those requirements should be able to communicate with the development team, right? Um, this is the key terms, okay? And there is a one more key term is there, that is a solution. Let's say, what is a solution? What is a solution? What is a solution? This is a way of satisfying one or more needs, okay? Satisfying one or more needs. Okay, don't think that need is a requirement, right? So needs or a problems or opportunities. If you're meeting these needs, okay, with the help of these requirements, conditions, or capabilities, and that is what solution is all about. Now DP got a two-wheeler, and if he got a driving license, yes, that is a solution, because I have these different needs are met. Therefore I can drive on time to the office, and I can be available in office hours, isn't it? Right? And one more important common question that we see is the risk. What is the risk? Maybe what is the risk? Risk, risk. Risk is an event that occur, right? That occurred. What happens if a risk event occurs? It could be, right? So is it a flight journey is a risk? Bus journey is a risk? Even if you are walking on road, sometimes it is a risk, right? But what is the probability of occurring that risk is very low, medium, or high? We don't know, right? It depends. If it is a flight journey, right? So the probability of occurring an event like a critical mechanical problem or any some problem is very rare, right? So that is what the safest journey is. Okay. But in a city, that if you're at kind of bumper to bumper traffics, like very populated cities, on a daily basis there is a scratch on your car or a vehicle. Okay, that is the probability of occurring small events like you know hitting each other. Okay, sometimes, not frequently. That is also risk. The probability is, what is the you know effect is very important. Okay, effect, what is the impact? Who will be affected? What is the impact? Okay, these things will be discussed thoroughly, but we just introducing you the key terms in a high level. How many key terms we talk about as of now? This is like, okay, this is what something a guide, which is a bebok is a guide typically. Maybe few of you, maybe you aspire to become a certified, because I'm a certified business analyst. Okay, there are levels of certification: CCB, ECBA, CCBA, SEBAP, and thought leader. There are four levels of business analyst certifications. But this course is all about job oriented. Okay,
Certification orientation is just the ideal case. Ideal because if you know how many knowledge areas are there, how many methods are there, how many techniques are there, these if you learn and give the exam, maybe you can pass after giving the requirements and everything. Maybe if you satisfy their IABA requirements. Okay. As per that, only few keywords which we are talking about. What is BA and what is BA information? Okay, this is what BA information. And who is business analyst? And okay, what is the design is all about? And hope you understand what is a domain, a specific area or a sphere of knowledge that is required. But how do I know, DP? I'm coming from a different background. I don't know sales, so I don't know like what project I am going to be, and I don't know. Today we are living in an era of AI. You can get the knowledge. Okay, you can explore the knowledge very fast, like domain. You can understand any domain, but you need some time, quality time you should be able to put there, and a small prompt will train you. Okay, you no need any subject matter expert. How do I get a DP like this? SME, subject matter expert. What is a subject matter expert? Subject subject matter. Today AI is a subject matter expert. Earlier when we used to go to accountant, hey, can you tell me what is a ledger and how it works? But today, majority 80%, 90%, the generative GPT models are covering every knowledge, which is eliciting all the web. Elicit means gathering, obtaining information from the web and knowledge sources and different tools and giving you all this. But only thing is how to frame the prompt. The prompt is very important. Okay, we can guide you that. So domain, and understand this another term, which is an enterprise. Enterprise is an organization or a group of organization. What is an organization? It's a structure, right? Like I've already, as I have explained. And what is a requirement? Requirement is a condition or a capability to satisfy a need. What is a need? Need is a problem or opportunity. Maybe I can bring it out here as one more item. Okay, need means a problem or okay, this is okay. All right. Who is business analyst? We understand, but we are not detailed it. What is the skill set that is required for a business analyst? Okay, gather requirements. Okay, facilitate meetings. Okay, and he will collaboration, communicate, okay, modeling. Okay, all these things comes under, we can discuss this. Okay, who is business analyst? And the design is a usable representation of a solution. What is a solution? Again, solution is nothing but satisfying multiple needs, right? This is what, definitely these things will help you to crack an interview, because majority of time they check the conceptual understanding of a BA first. Maybe you can do a good business analysis in a real time hands-on, meet participating in a day-to-day your BA activities. Maybe if you're a BA, I'm not sure that. Okay, you're coming from a different backgrounds, not a tech background. And uh, but if you are, this is a gate pass, like conceptual understanding of a BA, right? As per the standard definitions. It's not my definitions or this hands-on agile coaching center definitions. These are all standard definitions. Going forward, we are going to introduce more jargons that will help you, because the terms, key terms or jargons are the very, very important, okay, to understand more conceptual next sessions. Okay, hope you're clear at least these 8 key terms that we are talking about. Just it's open now to if you have any questions. Hey DP, I didn't understand what is the domain you're talking about. Can you give me an example? We are ready. And you're talking about an enterprise, right? And what is the difference between enterprise, business, or organization? Yes, we can talk about that. And yeah, if any questions in terms of these things, I can elaborate more. Otherwise, we can jump into the next. The skill set of a BA. That's very, very important. That's um, again, I will detail them in dot by dot, deep down, all of them. And what is the important practice as a BA? Maybe you are not general. Whoever is participating in this course, they will definitely get that how to solve a problem. Trust us. But you need to follow the process. Think analytical because this is the term, it looks very good: analytical thinking, problem solving, decision making, right? These are the terms, but it took me a lot of time. Maybe I don't know about others who are already doing problem solving effectively and efficiently, but um, I did my design thinking and problem solving from Cambridge online last year, executive education. The way we should be able to structure our flow of thinking. Creativity is also very important. How you generate ideas, right? Categorical thinking. I love that concept. Like maybe that's what cognitive abilities that are required for a business. Unless we are going to introduce that also. Not all the module I cannot bring, but the thinking abilities. If you are a business analyst, analytical thinking, it's not just for a career, it helps us in a day-to-day lives also. How we look at the things, how we think alternatives. If it is not there, how I can think other alternatives. What is the other options available? What is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and weakness? These things we should be, because this is a practice. It's not overnight. Maybe this definitely helps. And communication and collaboration, types of communications, types of collaborations, right? What channels, to whom I should be able to. Still, I struggle to train my kids. Okay, believe me. What is the context? Okay, common sense. This is what we use the word called common sense. What is the common sense? Common sense means the context, understanding the context, right? Who are there, what time it is, right? So, should we communicate this or not? What is the information I should be able to convey? Okay, just before starting this, Lakshmi already sent the communication with links and everything, but a few of us, right, struggle to find, because somewhere that is what the gap in the communications. Maybe it's not about Lakshmi, it is just the other person who receives the communication that I have conveyed, but how you're receiving is also communication. That's what effective and efficient communication makes sense. Otherwise there is no point. Everybody is communicating, right? But are we communicating effectively and efficiently? And deep down in the business communication, like as a business analyst, to whom I should be able to involve and to whom I should be able to share this information, to whom I should be able to get this information, right? How do I communicate? That's where modeling is all about. Okay, it is what UML, Unified Modeling Language. What is a modeling? What is a modeling? Modeling is nothing but documentation process. Okay, this is not my definitions. This is what BA business analysis talks about. Okay, documentation process is all about modeling. How do you model? Maybe you can model it. I'm modeling it as in a text in the left side, right side in a diagram. This is more effective and efficient. If I use a table also, right? Maybe if it is appropriate, now that is not appropriate. If it is appropriate, I can insert a table. If I, okay, structured properly the information, The way you structure the information, the way you convey the information, the others receives more effective and efficient. Yes? How many of you agree this? Okay. So it is not about words or a text. It is difficult to do with words. That's what they say. It is difficult to do with words. But one image speaks 100 words, right? That is what UML, Unified Modeling Language. That's what we are going to bring because it is visual thinking. If you can understand or learn anything visually, that gives lot of okay understanding. Well understood means in a diagrammatic way. If you want to communicate with others also in a diagrammatic way. I'm talking about IT industry. We are all adopted this kind of UML diagrams, flow diagrams, okay? Some sequence diagrams or data modeling diagrams or class diagrams or ER diagrams. This is also we are going to cover in this course, okay? Modeling will help us to learn and as well as to communicate with others also, right? That is what modeling is all about. Okay, just type your questions here if any, then otherwise we will move to these skills that which I am talking about, like modeling skills, okay, interaction skills and communications, because this is not a soft skills training kind of a thing. But what is that required as a technical business analyst or slash IT business analyst to engage your stakeholders and cover more requirements, uncover more requirements through discovery, discover and uncover. Okay, that's what the principle. If you start exploring and discovering through elicitation, then you can uncover a lot of things, right? That's what I put it here. Business information means what? Okay, business information means what? Business information means it could be requirement, maybe not a requirement. See, the customer doesn't know what he wants. That's the biggest problem in, okay, while building any products. The customer doesn't know what he wants, but maybe he knows it, but he doesn't know how to articulate or communicate. But if you bridge that gap, what he wants, if you are modeled in a diagrammatic way and confirm, is it that you want? Yes, this is what, but can you remove this or can you add this in a diagrammatic way? And the same will be communicated back to the technical team. Therefore, our communication becomes more effective. Okay, shall we move to the next? This is we are talking about BA directives. Next thing is BA directives project SDLC high level. Okay, don't okay. This is something which uh, done with the details. No, there are more details needs to be added, but we are limiting the details for now. How it is a high level, right? Next week onwards, um, we will be getting into the like progressively we should be able to inculcate how structured and systematically you should be able to carry out the business analysis effective and more effective and efficient way. Okay, right, with the help of our 2.5 decades experience. Yes, right. Should we move to the next? Can we take 5 minutes break, 5 to 10 minutes, Lakshmi, or any questions? All right, just a 5 minutes break. We'll be back and we can start. What is project as a part of BA directives? What is project? I'll explain, like not just project means a definition, like this is what we can discuss. Maybe you and me as a friend, I have this need, and you if you are my friend, how to solve it, like where it starts, okay, how projects gets initiated, right? We can talk in that terms in a easy understandable way, and we can talk SDLC in a diagrammatic way, not just text. I don't type text again. I'll type, but here and there. But the next is I'll explain SDLC in a diagrammatic way. That makes you more sense that how IT projects we are executing on a day to day, right? Just we will be back in 5 minutes. And okay, models. Somebody is asking models. Are those not databases? No. Database is a physical thing. Okay. See, database is something which is physical. Persistence. Persisted means something which is solid state. Means something you are storing data, right? That is what the database objects. Okay. We are not referring. Before that physical state, we call it as a logical state, which is data models. Okay, data modeling. Let's say I can draw here, maybe in the down below. Okay, this is one model. Because I'm talking about, somebody ask, is the model means a database? Okay, let's say if I draw this is a model actually in a diagrammatic visual representation, right? And maybe I'm showcasing the relationship with this model, these two model. Let's say this is student. Okay, this is student, and this is course, course, course. This has some attributes. Student has first name, last name, blah blah blah, and course has course ID, course name, and course description, course start date and end date, right? Yes. So this student has, course ID relationship with this object, right? This is, I call it as a model, data model, but not the database. Okay, not the database. If the developer comes based on this model, data model or a data model, ER diagram or something, if the developer, technical developer, he creates a database as a table, in the database, we call it as physical, physical, and you can refer this as a database, but this is not a database. This is a logical. This is logical. This is physical. And one more is there before this. This is before this. This is conceptual. Conceptual means like what is a use case and all. Okay, who is going to access and all this is a use case and all. But this is logical data model, and based on this model, they create tables in the database. Okay, this is what we typically, it is a data modeling, a logical representation of entities and their structure and their relationships. This is why I'm modeling it, based on which maybe it is a Oracle or MS SQL or PostgreSQL or MySQL. Maybe different um, providers are there, Oracle or MySQL, all these. They can create the same logical model into a physical model here. That is where your data is going to be stored here. Stored, that is going to be stored the data here and retrieved back by the applications. Okay, applications will be retrieved. But this is a document. Please remember, if anybody is talking about a model, MOEDEL, model means a documenting process. Okay, model means a documenting process. Modeling, MODELLING, means a documenting process. What is that documenting process mean? You can document in the form of text in the form of a table, in the form of diagrams, DIAGRAMS. This is a diagram. Okay, this is a diagram, but we are calling it as data model. Okay, because we documented, and with which the development team, technical team, or engineering team will create the solution based on this model. Okay, right? Now I'll ask you one question, all of you. Am I modeling or not? Am I modeling or not? How many of you agree with me? This is yes. Okay. If you are saying I'm modeling, the next follow-up question is this. In case you people are saying yes, I'm modeling it, I'm asking all of you, am I modeling text, table, or a diagram? What are the notations or what are the formats? Michael was saying it's only text, diagram, diagram. Okay. But I'm not using table, right? That's what you're saying. I'm not using any table. Table is also a format, good format. Why we do this documentation process? That will be more effective and efficient communication, right? Yes. Diagrams, tables, yes. Now, whatever I'm diagramming here, right? Yes. Do you agree? One more follow-up question. Do you agree this? Hey, DP, you are conveying the message, your whatever the conveying the knowledge that is effective to me, efficient to me, right? Do you agree that? No, 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 no. Just open a PowerPoint and do the presentation. That is efficient or effective. Do you think I'm an effectively sharing my knowledge with you, all of you, or not? By doing like this, diagrams, maybe I've explained an organization concept in a diagrammatic way, right? Therefore, you might get it, okay? And you might register it in your mind more effective than a words. Maybe I cannot show a permit like this in a text also, right? That is a limitation. Therefore, diagrammatic, 80% diagrammatic communication will help you more understand or understood the concepts or requirements or information from your customer or client. Are you clear? Any questions here? All right. Any questions? Shall we move to the next without break? No problem. All right. Let me continue the next diagrams also. Yes. And any questions? Yes. Yes. So do you do the same thing? Do you do the same thing? I'm asking again. Can you do that? I have. I'll explain now one concept. You can do. Can you do this? Can you do this the same way? Whatever your understanding that I'm saying, I'm going to say, I'm not saying, I'm going to say something to you. And based on that voice information, can you convert that voice information into a diagram? Okay. Okay. Let's say this is the scenario. Maybe this is the scenario. I can open a new section. Okay. I can write and okay. We can detail that diagrammatic part, or use that. Maybe you will be confused that if I use those shapes and all. And before that, let's move to the next thing, the directives, BA directives, and let's talk about a project. Okay. How many of you already working in projects? There's some projects, not necessarily in IT projects. I ask you this question. How many of you are working in projects? Any type of project. Maybe it's a service project or manufacturing project or agriculture project or a healthcare project. It doesn't matter. What projects are you working in any of the projects? Okay. Yes. Attuned is saying yes, he is working. What is that project is all about? Is it an IT project or car manufacturing or healthcare services or manufacturing? What? Yes, IT project. Oh, what is that? IT project. IT project. Integrations. Okay. Integrations. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Let's. Okay. Only three are working in projects, but not others are not working in any other projects. Okay. Okay. Module. Because you're a BA, if you're aspiring to become a BA, at least not necessary speak out, voice out, not required. At least you should be able to send some message. Okay. You're not going to lose anything. We are not going to fail you or pass you here. It is not about that, right? Just it is that is what an engagement, stakeholders engagement. You can engage me, I can engage you in terms of learning something, right? Yes. Banking, IT project, transportation domain. Yes, Sumesh. Now did some projects before in healthcare, right? Some building an application, Benjamin. Yes, IT projects. Okay, healthcare, e-commerce, LMS with AI. Oh, AI. Yes, LMS with AI. Because I don't know, but this is interesting. Like e-commerce, LMS with AI, that is actually this is e-commerce is something which is selling products online. LMS is learning management system, right? Is it selling the online courses or what with AI? Is it? Maybe that is interesting for everybody will understand that. That looks very interesting. E-commerce LMS with AI means what? If you are selling, maybe you are working in a project where learning management system is selling online and enabled by AI. I'm correct? AI? Enabling, yeah, enabling e-commerce on an LMS. Okay, this is interesting. This is the latest, maybe trend that every project, that is what the opportunity going forward. Integrations with LLMs, integrations with LLMs. Okay, every products today wants to integrate. Earlier, everybody wants to online digitize their businesses, but now it is started. Every business wants to integrate with AI. Okay, enabling e-commerce on AI and LMS. Okay, okay, maybe I understand as of now, as per the pattern of the messaging, that only out of 47, something which I got 10 means rest are not working in any of these projects, right? Project is all about what? Project is a set of activities, right? So is it a set of activities will be carried out? Let's say an example is this. Maybe I and my friend wants to build something, a kind of tree house. Let's say we have an idea how to build, like we want uh, a tree house with a ladder and a slider. Let's say that is what we wanted to build. Okay. In order to do this, we draw a picture of tree house and list the things we need, right? Like this is what something, right? And a ladder and something slider, right? But this is what the design I'm modeling it. This is what the design we need, right? I and my friend wants to, and we need to plan like what we want. What is the requirements here? What is the requirements here? So wood is required, right? That is what requirements are: wood, nails, nails. and maybe a hammer. Okay, this is what something required, raw ingredients or whatever it is. And once these all tools they are there, and some one, because I and my friend may not be build this, but we need some friends, right? Friends or colleagues or whoever, they can come and help us to build this. Okay, to build. And once it is built, the trios, and step by step, not something which is one day, it is step by step we can build, and we can test or check, right? Can we, up there, and can we slide, right? This is what the functionality is. The functionality as expected, right? Is it working or not? We should be able to check. And once it is safe, because safety is also very important, isn't it? Without a safety, so can we enjoy? Because if you're step by step incline, then if you have a fear factor that can, is it, sustainable or not, then everything should be properly integrated. The tree, the ladder, and the slider integration should be proper, and it should be able to function smoothly. Then we can enjoy this usable, right, treehouse, isn't it? Can we say this is a project? Can we say this is a project? How many of you agree this? This happened between me and my friend, and helped my colleagues, my friends. They come and they shared their hand, they lend their hand, and we integrated the, what do you call, the ladder, the slider with the tree which is already existed. Do you think it's a project? How many of you think it is a project? Is it a project? Right? And we did it not one day. We have not built it one day. We built it step by step. One day we bring this, one day we integrated the ladder, one day we did the a kind of, yes it is, but it is an individual thing that happened between us, but the same is applicable for the business. Agree? Enterprise, which we have already talked, right? Somebody talk about Reliance, somebody talk about Tata, somebody talks about maybe a Costco in US. So this is the same happens, like there is a project, there is an idea, maybe, or they are you know facing a problem. What is the problem? What is the definition of a problem? When somebody talks about a problem or opportunity, means need, need arised, right? So the need arises means they're stuck with some problem, right? As if they face some problem, right? They're missing something, bottom line, or they are more, complaints coming from customer. Maybe they are losing profits, or they are losing revenues, or maybe cost is shooting up. These are the business problems. Yes or no? Right? So they have an idea to build something, a digital product. The same way I talk about the tree house, they also build something, a mobile application. Therefore, they wanted to sell their products in a cost effective way, and they wanted to maximize their revenue and therefore the profits. Therefore, they wanted to build the way I thought of, like, this tree house. They think of the mobile app, and mobile app requires what a mobile app requires. This is like a, let's an app, okay, something which requires a mobile, right, and which requires internet, right? These are the technologies: mobile technology, internet technology, right? And back in something, a data where it stores, right? This is what mobile. The same way, this is the tree, and this is the slider, and this is what we are enjoying as of now. Just we are going there and sitting and sliding, right? But we need these ingredients, like, and we need people, right? Right. So therefore, what my point is, whether it is a Tata or a Ford or any firm which is all, profitable or non-profitable organizations, if they take up something to solve a need means a problem or an opportunity, right? Any organization or an enterprise, they wanted to solve a problem or a seize an opportunity, typically they initiate these. Any project, they might ask you in the interviews how many phases typically, as per PMI I'm talking about. Okay, we speak 4 phases, but like initiation phase, okay, planning phase, execution and monitoring and closing. Please write it down if you're okay. Maybe you're already working in projects, right? These are the stages of a project. How many stages? Typically, these are the stages of any project. I'm talking about, okay, stages of the project. Okay, how many stages of a project? These are the stages of initial phase, planning phase, execution phase, and who is responsible? Again, I'm asking, as a BA, am I responsible? What is my responsibility as a tech BA? Is it responsibility of mine following these phases and manage these phases? No. Okay, PM or Scrum Master, right? Today, nowadays, in Agile, we are calling it as Scrum Masters. This is leadership role. Like Scrum Master is a servant leader. You should be able to, from initiation, planning, and executing, and monitoring, and closing the projects. Or old school, like we call it as PM, project management or project manager is going to be. What is the role of a BA? BA, business analyst, is a colleague to the PM or a Scrum Master, because as a BA, I should be able to understand the needs, right? That is what the definition, practice of enabling change by defining the needs. The needs means a problem or an opportunity. I should be able to understand from the business, and therefore, I want uh, the requirements supposed to be right, uh, defined properly, and help the PMs, and they should be able to make a plan, what is required and all. Once the requirements are clear, understood properly, and they can start executing the project. That's where, okay, the SDLC parts comes into the picture. Software develop, like in IT I'm talking about, right? The same kind of phases: plan, do, check, and act. What is it? Typically, the plan, do, the plan, do, and check. Okay, this, okay. This is a typical cycle. They plan, do, and check, and act. Maybe you can write like this also. Okay, the other way around also. But from Ford 1900s until date, in any service sector or manufacturing sector, we are doing the same: plan, do, check, and act. Plan, do, and check and act. This is the life cycle of any project. You're also, I am also. Okay, we are doing a project currently. We are planning and executing it and quality checking it, and in case any mistakes, any deviations or bugs or something else, we are eliminating them by, and again planning, do, check, and act, right? But today in Agile, the way we are doing is little bit different. Not little bit, completely it's a different, it's a completely a culture, completely it's a mindset difference. Okay, but want to understand any project, first of all, these are the stages or phases of any project: initiation phase, planning phase, execution phase, monitoring phase, and closing phase. Now the question is that, okay, this guy, okay, the BA, where is this guy fit into here? Can you type? Can you type your imagine or think that as a business analyst, right? Maybe already the business analyst is there in your already, your some of you are in IT projects, right? Already, maybe he's already doing his role. And from your maybe 10 people or 10 to 15 people answered, right? They are into something healthcare or AI, LMS or blah blah. And where is this BA fit in this project, especially in IT? I'm talking about IT projects. Where is this BA fit in? Where is this BA fit in? Can anyone answer? Okay, involved in all phases, planning phase. This is interesting because maybe you're already there in the projects. That's what sometimes I surprise, right? Already there in the projects, but they don't know the BA will be there. But from since he is there, we don't know, right? All phases. Okay, in all phases. Okay, do you agree? Some of them are saying only initial phase. Some say all phases. So because this is an interesting, right? It's not necessary because it's an education, right? Like uh, your house is a project, let's say. Your home is a project, right? That tomorrow, if I wanted to construct something, a house or a home, just it is a project for me, right? All phases. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. All phases. BA exists in all phases. Okay. Do you know there are levels of BAs, right? Levels. Levels means what? This is entry level. Entry level means maybe they are 2 to 3 years of experience, maybe 1 year experience freshers or completely fresh, right? And mid level and senior level, right? This is mid level is tell me that 5 to something, right? 8 or 9 and something like this. Agree? And now all phases, this guy, entry level guy, do you think in the initial phase this guy is required? This level of experience, does it work in initial phase? Tell me, because you guys are saying all phases, right? Yes. Yeah, AI. Sometimes it depends on the organization, right? So please understand this. There is no hard and fast rule that BA means it should be available or maybe, okay, loaded means they will involve, the organization will involve in the initial phase. We not necessary. Initial phase is all about indicative of the project scope, budget, timelines in the very beginning because we don't know, right? But sometimes, do you heard of this role which is called pre-BA, pre-sales BA, pre-sales BA? That is also a BA. That is also one role. Pre-sales BA. Some companies hire pre-sales BAs. Pre-sale means okay, the project before project initiation. Okay, before project initiation, because the company doesn't know, the IT company doesn't know whether we are going to get this project or not, typically, right? So therefore, first they will engage this kind of a guy like a BA. He is also BA. He knows the skill sets that what we know, the same skill sets he has. But he works with very close to the sales teams. Okay. Because I see in the one of my previous company, there is a pre-sales guy because it's a product based company. That's what we need to understand. That's why there is an answer. It is depends. Okay, which organization you are into. That's what BA directives is all about. That there are types of companies, right? So there are types of companies, IT companies. Okay, there are types of IT companies. Uh, can you type what are the IT companies? Types of IT companies. Types of IT companies. Okay, right. If are you able to see this, right? Overview of IT companies. The projects, we are talking about the project. Project means the phases, 5 phases will be there. Initiation phase, planning phase, execution phase, control, monitor and control and closure. Okay, typically, right? Whether they are following an agile, waterfall or whatever it is, right? And but as a BA, if I'm working, I should be able to have this clarity. Or if I want to become a technical business analyst or a business analyst, I must be aware that which company right. There are companies of type product and of type services. Means, what does it mean? Let's say it's a ready-made and a tailoring. Ready-made dress, always you need to go and visit the store and see the 32X, XL, XXL or something based on the pre-built product off the shelf or something, right? I should be able to get it. And custom is not like that. Custom software development is all about completely specific needs of the customer. We are not going to generalize anything there. Okay, there is no generalization or standardization. Only whatever the customer needs. There is in India Infosys, okay, Accenture, and these are the firms which build softwares according to the needs or needs means the problems or on opportunities, okay, based on the requirements, very specific requirements based on the very specific scope. We build the applications, right? Like TCS, Accenture, and Infosys. And product based companies are the companies which, okay, let me come back. Okay, they are market need. Market need means it is not one firm need, one company need. It is a market. Whole market is needed. Like now, are we using a Zoom, right? Zoom is a product. Zoom is a product. It is not too specific to one customer. They cannot customize this Zoom for an individual, right? Let's say if I go and ask Zoom, hey Zoom, I have this specific requirements. Can you customize my Zoom meetings? No, this is the product, man. You can go and use as per the subscription plan. Make use of that product as is. Let's say if you go to um, the store and buy Louis Philippi and ask, can you change this color or blah blah blah. No, no, no. This is something. It's a standard, right? This is what product-based companies. Now the question is, I'm a BA in this product-based company or application company. That's why always this whatever the stages which I'm talking about, that is also applicable. Okay, most of the time the custom software development companies follow these stages. Okay, custom software development companies. Therefore, there is no hard and fast rule that in all phases the BA should exist. Maybe or may not be, but if you are a BA, if they ask in the very beginning, that is what strategic side. Please understand that strategic. What is strategic side? Strategic side means it's more of goals, objectives that what business wants to achieve, right? It is a more discovery level, not tacticals, not execution. Okay, nothing detailed. Okay, at very high level. Therefore, maybe this guy like uh, the senior people who will be initiated into this maybe at a strategic level. Strategy means they need to understand the current business processes, flows, and map them properly. Like, and they translate the high level goals and the objectives and the strategies at the high level. There are BAs, strategic BAs, right? They will be having more experiences, 10 years plus years of experience. They are subject matter experts in that specific domains. Okay, maybe that's what we need to understand. If you are very new to the BA, maybe how I can convert my career experience into a BA, and we can talk later those things, maybe a career guidance and kind of a thing. But we need to clearly understand the BA means if you Google type in something, what is the techniques, tools, and the roles and responsibilities of BA means, you will get a mixed of all these things. Don't be confused that whatever the design we did in the course, that will be majority will be covered for whether you're a senior, wants to position yourself as a senior, or a mid-level, or a junior also. The modules will be helpful. Hope you're clear. Okay, that is what project means. Don't, there is no hard and fast rules like, hey, project means these are the, yes, theoretically that is true. When an interviewer asks you what are the typical stages means, blah blah blah, you can talk about those 5 stages. Whether your company followed, other, the interviewer already doing the interview, right? Whether their company is following, nobody knows it. That is completely depends on the organization and their quality standards. Okay, a lot of things. CMMI will do projects differently, and Six Sigma projects process improvements differently. So everything will be different, right? So therefore, we should not bother. But as a BA, at least I should be able to aware. Yes, remind yourself that I'm working in a project, but at least I should know where I'm involved. Like, this is the knowledge or conceptual understanding of a project. Every project will have 5 stages. One is initiation phase and planning phase. Majority of time, these stages will be managed by the project manager or scrum master. But you are one of the colleague that you closely work with PM or scrum master, help them to, you know define the scope. Scope. The scope means the boundaries of the deliverables, whatever the usable product that we are talking about, right? That boundary. Only we are going to use this tree house for just, go there and maybe slide. This is what only. If we want to add more functionality, that is maybe not in our scope, right? Scope is something which is a boundary that we are committed to deliver. That's what, see, in the very beginning, I said the scope. What does it scope? I'm setting the expectation to you, all of you, my colleagues, that this next 3 hours is the time, and that this is what you are going to get. First 1 hour is key terms. The second hour is BA directives like project knowledge and SDLC. The third session, the third slot, the third time frame is all about the competencies and the skills. Yes, right? The same is applicable to the companies also. The project manager will take care of that, but you should aware of that. Why, DP, you're giving this knowledge to us? Because in interview tomorrow, if you go for an interview, conceptually this will help you that, like, yeah, right? Okay, and uh, come to the next, SDLC. SDLC means software development lifecycle, right? This is what something we I wanted to show you. Yes. Okay. In an agile way, how we are doing projects nowadays. In agile, agile is iterative and incremental way. The same like plan, do, check, and act. The 5 stages. Typically, every project will have the same, but the way we are doing IT projects are different, because the IT projects, let's say we are talking about this, right? We are talking about, yeah, this, okay, we are talking about STAKEHOLDERS. What are the stakeholders? Let's say typically we represent client or product owner. Okay, these people will have this, like the organization or an enterprise I'm talking about. Already we gave the definition, right? What is an enterprise? Maybe this guy is in the pyramid, like maybe, I don't know, that is a top level guy or a mid level guy or a bottom level guy, but they have a need. Okay, these are stakeholders. Maybe it's a critical stakeholders, executive stakeholders, or managerial stakeholders, or associate level stakeholders. The need may be bottom up or top down. We don't know the need. And the requirements are maybe most of the time managerial level. Okay. Okay. It again depends, but we need to understand who are the stakeholders. Okay. And this is a firm like maybe XYZ, some banking company or some company or manufacturing company or services company, right? So software development, like these people are going to provide the requirements. Okay, these requirements. That's what one definition I can recall. The definition which is okay, uh, which is business information. Okay, they give like this because customer is not a BA, right? By himself, he's not trained guy. Like he is going to give different forms of information, right? Forms of information. Maybe they are, maybe something are connected, something maybe not connected, something has no meaning, but this is business information. That could be the requirements or designs or whatever the illustration information. You will get this raw information, right? And to whom he is going to give, right? So that's what we can talk. Okay. And this information might be, let's say this is the trash can. Okay. This is the trash can. Maybe it depends on the value. Okay. This is going to put it in something which is not now. This is, we can see it later. Maybe what is must, what is should, what is would, what is could. The priority must, should, would, could. That's a time, right? End of the day, every project is a limited time. That is a constraint because whatever the requirements that comes here or cannot be addressed. That's why what is the value? Must, should, would, could, and based on that, okay, we can filter. Okay, we can filter and refine those requirements very clearly. And this is what our team, this is what our dev team, that's what the company is, ABC Tech Company. Okay, ABC Tech Company, where you are a BA, right? And there are devs, okay, there are devs, and there are QA. This is what checking people, like quality checking, right? Quality is checking. Is this is a team of people. This is what development team. This is what our company, uh, client, okay, and they give the requirements like this, and our dev team is going to develop and give small input, output, small output, and that output is going to be demo or show and tell, show or tell them to the customer, and he maybe give some CR changes, changes. Okay, again those changes, maybe it is important, not important, urgent or not urgent, kind of a thing, must, should, would, could, and then again we'll put it in the pipeline or something refinement. This is what we call it as refined or groomed. Okay, then I'm talking about the whole process, right? In a software development life cycle. This is a life cycle in a nutshell. Okay, there is a client, we call it as a stakeholder or a client or a PO, product owner. They provide the information, not the requirements. Please understand. They give, this is the information. They, that is a crude oil, like it's a uh, unrefined. Okay, That information will be refined or groomed and properly sized, 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 and give it. This is walk through the dev team. The dev team work maybe uh, 2 to 4 weeks max. Okay, min 2 weeks. They work and they produce small outcome. That outcome is going to be showcase to the demo, and we take the feedback or something change, and again we will put it here, and typically we call it as backlog. Okay, this is backlog. In this backlog, we will refine and we will size and give the walkthrough, and we will give the we will give the development team, the developers develop this the code like something C sharp or .NET, PHP, whatever it is, right? Architect, and the testers will test it, and the outcome is going to be showcased to them. This is a life cycle, software development life cycle. Okay, now the question is the BA, right? He must have skills. What skills? He must have a communication skills, collaboration skills. Okay, this like underlying competencies. We will talk very detailed in okay few minutes, but this is the very important person here who's supposed to okay lead the whole requirements management. Okay, this is requirements engineering, ENGINEERING, and the management, both are different. Okay, management means trace the requirements. Okay, maintain the requirements. Trace means discovery, like kind of these things. Okay, and maintain them. You should be able to document. Maintain means somewhere you should be able to document. Okay, uh, and we should be CRs, managing CRs and APP approvals, change request or change management, not change management, change request. Like because the customer says today, I want this requirement. Okay, I want this requirement. Once it is refined here, and you give the walkthrough to the development team is developed. When you are demoing and they will surprise you. Hey, can you make a small change, right? But we should be able to make that, changes properly, track the changes. So what I wanted to highlight, okay, you are a BA. As a BA, we should be able to, okay, yes, there is development team, there is QA, and you're a BA as part of ABC tech company, maybe it is an Infosys or Accenture, you think or you imagine you, right? And where you're working, and your role is to gather the requirements from the client. Gather means it's just, the client is directly not going to give you anything straight. Okay, because he gives the business info. This is what always remember is going to give the information. But don't think that they if he gives piece of information 100 pieces, but finally that becomes maybe 10 or 20, and based on the capacity of the team only we should be able to take those things. Okay, take the requirements and develop within 2 to 4 weeks, and we should be able to deliver in a iterative and incremental. Means what? One feature we developed in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. The next 2 weeks we developed one more feature. Okay, and maybe next 2 to 4 weeks we developed 2 or 3 features, and this becomes like this. Typically, this process we call it as AGI, Agile Scrum methodology. This is hard skill. I'm teaching you hard skill, one of the hard skill that requires. But what is the soft skills you needs? This is what something business analysis. Okay, business analysis. This is business analysis, BA side. This is, and in order to be effective and efficient, you must be able to have skills. What skills you need? Okay, is communication and collaboration skills. There are 6 skills you must have those skills. Okay, we can talk about those skills in detail, but these skills are like business knowledge. You need to have a business knowledge, business acumen, and interaction skills. Okay, negotiation skills, analytical and problem solving skills. These are the skills which we are going to talk. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 at least. Out of these competencies, okay, 6 competencies, what is required competency, we can detailed in the next 1 hour. Okay, have you any questions as of the skills part? Next, we can jump into the skills. What is the skills that required for a BA? Okay, the skills which I'm talking. Yes, this is the role of a BA is requirements engineering and management, like tracing the requirements, maintaining the requirements, and managing the change request and approvals, and the skills like tools today. That's what data side we require, right? Data modeling, data management, Power BA, and few things which we have already there in our curriculum. That's what but bring into the skills, what skills we need as a BA. Okay, as a BA, what skills we need as a BA in order to be successful, alignment between this particular uh, let's say the business. Okay, this is a business and this is the technology. This is a technology. If you want to align this business and technology, what skills is required? Because BA is a bridge. That is what we are introducing the word, right? So A is a bridge, bridge the IT and the business. This is IT and this is business between the BA. But how effective, how I'm going to be the effective and efficient as a BA. You need this requirements engineering conceptually. How do I engineer the requirements? Engineering means nothing, don't think that it's a technical word, it's a structure, right? So engineering is all about structure and the behavior. Okay, how you structure the requirements and how you trace them. Structure means like a trace, like how you link them and how you maintain, like in an issue tracker, like Jira we are talking about, right? The Jira is going to be used. How you are going to use the change? What is the impact and the effect that is going to be like, when there is a change, when the changes comes, that affects and impacts the the outcome which we have already released, right? So therefore, what is the impact and an effect on the developed components? Therefore, the CR is very, very important. And approvals. Hey, I got these requirements and oh, right. But who approve, right? Who is this guy? Like in a mid level or executive level, who is going to approve the requirements, right? Who is that guy? So that's what stakeholders management is important, right? In the whole uh, process, maybe you can say it's a methodology or a process in an agile scrum, because 90% of the companies today adopting this. This is the life cycle of a software development, agile software development life cycle. Okay. Therefore, you understand that like where it starts and how it comes and how it is defined. Whatever the tasks which I write here, all the tasks are will be carried out by BA. Okay. Who in the whole design, the BA is responsible to interact with the stakeholders on behalf of this technical team and get this information. From that information, refine. Backlog is something which is everything will be there. Everything. Okay. It's about performance, especially I'm talking about mobile application or web application or AI bot today. Whether they are looking for something a performance or scalability, availability, all these things comes, but to whom he should be able to involve and how he is going to refine and how it is going to be sized, means estimated, and give a walkthrough how it should work, how it should function to the development team. The development team is going to be cooked it. Okay, then it is going to be, but I don't want to use the word called a waiter in a restaurant, but this guy is going to come and give, and we should be able to. But the in a restaurant model, the analogy, this is not going to be there, right? Refinement. Okay. uh Maybe it's a wrong analogy, please forgive me. And yeah, uh, but you are the bridge. Okay, but we don't use the word called bridge as per the definition, in the previous definition. Business analysis is a practice of enabling change, okay, in the enterprise, not in your company, in the client company, right? We should be able to bring change by defining what requirements, by defining the needs in the form of requirements. Those requirements means what? Conditions or capabilities, right? That's what the key terms we have already introduced in the very beginning, right? The requirements will be the conditions or capabilities to satisfy their needs. Okay, that will become a solution means satisfying a set of needs, right? And if it is useful to them, they are happy. If it is not useful, they may change it, and that is what again. But this whole thing will have a limited time, limited budget, with limited people. Always project, we have already discussed in the previous slide. Project means something which is limited, right? uh, there is project means scope, time, budget, or whatever it is, right? These are the key components. And quality within the scope, within the timeline, under the budget, within the budget, quality should be delivered. This is a constraints. Scope is nothing but committed. Okay, time is nothing but within 3 months we are going to deliver this particular. Okay, scope means, let's say, feature one, feature two, feature three, like this. Time means 3 months. Budget means 30K, okay, USD or something. And quality check is something, it's an underlying thing. But this is also, we call it as permit. Scope, time, budget. Every project in the world will have this within the time, okay, without suffering the quality, okay, within the budget. Scope should be delivered. That is project manager responsibility. But come back to our life cycle. Okay, you should be the guy, okay, ensure, make sure the within the scope. This is what scope, within the scope. Okay, within the scope. Sorry, okay, within the scope. Okay, within the scope requirements, and they should be refined and give it to the technical. This is functional side of BA we are talking about. Okay, functional side of BA. We are talking about functional side of BA. Yes, tech BA we are actually, right? Tech. What is the tech side? What is the tools that required? The skills, anyway, we are going to talk about in the next session. And the tools and the technology side, that is something which is very, very important in terms of API and the database, tables, SQL, and Power BA. These are the tools they are expecting from a BA. Apart from this, apart from your communication and collaboration skills. Okay, apart from your communication and collaboration skills, they are expecting technology skills also, technical skills. Means they're not expecting you're a full-fledged developer, you're a full-fledged professional in that particular API development, SQL writing or Power BA and all. They're not expecting. But at least today, low code and no code, and there are automation tools. You can deliver value by yourself. That's what they're expecting. In future is also like that. That's what in our firm, one of the POC they are doing is minimal staff. What is it? Minimal staff with BA and two developers without architect, without nobody. They developed an application. We surprised with the help of AI agents. Do you agree with me? Please type in that. Maybe I'm in a kind of assumption. Okay. Right. Hi, Bob. Pio. What is the distinction? Yep. Super. Helping me. What is the distinct difference between PO and BA? Super. Lakshmi. And yes, the product backlog defines and communicates the product vision, makes a final decision on what to build. BA gathers the document requirements in detail works. Yes. That's what modeling and everything. PO is not going to do the modeling and detailing, right? No, it doesn't detail right. Just PO is going to give the high level. Hey, this is what the future in the roadmap. Always PO, always see the next 6 months what we are going to release management and the backlog. That's where he is going to be. But BA is the one who's supposed to go down to a acceptance criteria. That is what the conditions or capability level. But the PO is not going to go forward there till conditions or capabilities that's supposed to be satisfied. Only till he needs to be the needs. Okay. Backlog is all about here. The backlog is all about needs kind of a thing, not detailed ones. Here it is details. The BA is going to be okay. Right. Good. And one more new, if any, to register this full hands training, please reach me. Yeah, good, nice talking. Uh, this is what, before we jump in skills, I'll give you break something, few minutes. Few minutes means, Lakshmi, can we take 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes? We'll be back based on the timings. I don't know, right?
Yeah,
Can we
sure.
extend this for 30
Sure, GP.
minutes?
Thank you. Yeah. We can take a 10-minute break and then we can resume.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Hi team. Hi guys. We can come back again in 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. We will be back, and
Yep.
quickly we can. I can show you high level that, but next week this is what at a high level. Now I'm creating a backlog for you, but detailing is that uh, we can take as per the schedule that we've designed in the modules. Okay, but trust us, the next few minutes is also interesting that maybe you never heard of those things like the categorical explanation in terms of the 6 competencies that a BA required, and I will highlight what is more important for a technical BA. Okay, stay tuned. All right, we can resume.
All
Thank
good,
you.
sir.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up like after this skill set.
Sure,
What is the
sure.
skill
Please
set
take your
that
time.
required?
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Okay. Hope everyone is back. Okay, let me hide this. And the skills that is required. Right. Uh, Hope everyone is back. Please confirm that and let me continue. And yeah, this is we are talking about the skill set that is required for a BA in order to carry out this business analysis activities like requirements management, requirements engineering, requirements tracing the requirements, handling the change request, and approvals management or stakeholders engagement, and all these required skills. Because this course is not about teaching you the soft skills and kind of thing, but I hope that um, you have all of them, maybe few of them skills already with you. But what is important for a technical business analyst or a business analyst, in terms of functional and bit of technical thing, right? Uh, First thing is these are the five or six competencies, especially skills required: analytical thinking and problem solving. Analytical thinking and problem solving. The second competency that is required is behavioral characters. That is ethics and all that comes under here. Um, okay, that's what I'll highlight that what is required and all. But theoretically and conceptually, they might um, guide this behavioral characteristics required, trust, all these things. But they are hope you have already have those things. Okay, and business knowledge. What is business knowledge? What are the elements in a business knowledge we should be able to focus? And communication skills. uh, Again, because that's modeling definitely helps, but verbal or non-verbal communications, there are different writing skills and all, right? And documenting skills and interaction skills. This is very, very important. Interaction skill, this is that's what we always encourage. Please type your messages here, or if you have any question, raise your hand and talk something, ask question, frame question, clarify that, make well understood what you are going to get. This is what we always encourage that. And facilitate meeting, you need to lead the process. You may need lead the process means, in case there is a conflict or an ambiguity, that you should be able to jump in and facilitate meeting. That comes under interaction skills. Tools and technologies, like you need MS Word, Excel, few tools like Lucidchart or Raw.io, office tools, productivity tools, plus some other technology tools. And like issue trackers. Issue trackers means like Jira. This is also project management tool, Jira or Azure ADO boards, where tracking all the requirements, because requirements management is all about that creating a requirement, maybe changing the different states of the requirement, and maybe sometimes we need to defer the requirements. That's what management. Engineering is all about elicit and get it and structured properly the requirements and everything, tracing the requirements properly, right? These things we need some tools. Could be digital tools, but today we are living in a digital world. We needed tools. First, let's focus on the uh, analytical thinking and problem solving. Please type in what do you think of analytical thinking and problem solving. What are the uh, elements or components that we see in analytical thinking and problem solving? Anyone can give a try. Analytical thinking and problem solving. Analytical thinking, problem solving. What would be the components? So these are the components. Maybe check whether you have this or not. Like maybe creative thinking is also comes. Creative thinking. Okay, that is what is creative thinking? New ideas, generating new ideas. Maybe time permits next classes. It's not within this, but definitely I bring some technique how we should be able to increase the flow of thoughts. Okay, how we need to structure the thoughts, because I already told you that I've attended the executive education from Cambridge, design thinking and product problem solving and all. So I can bring one of the component element from there in the next session. Okay, creative thinking is one of the important aspect. Okay, because when you are participating calls, at least you should be able to think in a structured way the ideas, why and why not, and how it should be categorically, like where it comes from, what is the source of it, like where it's going to be, the what is the purpose, and we are going to use. Quickly we can think of where your flow of thoughts will be increased. Okay, the ideas will be more. Okay, we can see that. That is what first is in creative thinking. But whatever I'm writing here, DP, do we need all of these things? If you have all of these, it's good. But at least few, I'll highlight that what is really required. Okay, and decision making is decision making is one, and learning is always LEARNING, learning and problem solving is all comes under analytical thinking and problem solving, because they ask in the job descriptions you are an analytical thinking and problem solving skills. But at least when you're going in the interview, they might ask you questions like, hey, in a scenario based questions, hey, there is a situation, how do you deal with this? Okay, um, then you should be able to bring these things. Okay, I'll facilitate a meeting, or I'll involve the decision makers, and how do you do that? You should be able to talk about that. Okay, when you're talking about analytical thinking, that is one of the job description. Okay, one is problem solving, and this is SYS, system thinking. Okay, and conceptual thinking, conceptual thinking, and visual thinking, VISUAL thinking, right? So these are the important things which I'm highlighting as of now. This is what we are going to, and this is what, okay. And anyway, problem solving should be, and conceptual thinking. And one more thing I'm adding, design thinking. DESI, design, THINKING. This is also important. Okay. These are the things. Visual thinking, design thinking, and system thinking is must along with this problem solving. These are all comes under, let's say, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 elements or dimensions or the underlying competency of the skill. We are going to cover this systems thinking, visual thinking. Before coming into the systems thinking, we should be able to cover this. What is that visual thinking? That's what diagrammatic like way of, you know, already like flow diagrams. Okay, use case diagrams, ER diagram, data modeling. That's what somebody asked, like, database and model is the same. No, okay. Uh, that's what the class diagram or ER diagram, both are same, but we use in a different context. Okay, and use case diagram and flow diagrams and business process management, or BPM kind of a diagrams, activity diagrams. That is where comes here. That is what the one of the module that we are going to cover. And the systems thinking, when we are talking about the systems, like a payment gateway is one system. Maybe somebody is already working in a project which is an integration project, right? Integration project, let's say it is all about, integrating the payment gateway with your application, and integrating the vendor products, like three integrations, right? Maybe another project is all about invoice process today. Invoices management is all about like extraction, validation, and integration, maybe with SAP or some. These are integrations. When we are talking about integrations, what are the systems involved? Whether they are internal systems or external systems. What is a system? System is a set of processes or activities or a tasks or whatever it is you can call it as, right? Or as operating procedures, whatever. It is a systems. We should be able to think systems. We can talk about that combination of visual thinking plus system thinkings. You can visualize
Actually,
the systems that are
um, I
interacting
want
with,
this in
you
my
know,
bathroom
different.
because my kid's gonna play with it.
Oh,
Right?
Can you
today I don't
unmute,
have
please, please,
time, so
DP,
to
you can
go.
mute.
The Home Depot is there, and
please unmute. Okay, right. Okay, maybe I'm highlighting. Okay, keeping the time in mind. Maybe you have a different time zones, right? Like, I don't want to waste time. Yeah, this is the important things which I'm highlighting. Definitely, as a BA, we should be able to learn. Okay, these things like design thinking and problem solving. What is a problem is all about? What is a solution? That is okay, is important. But rest other is learning and uh, creative thinking and all. It's more of a product based company, but your communication improves here, visual way. If you can model things in a proper standard, adapted standards in a UML diagrams, let's say, okay, and systems thinking. This is one of the components which we are going to enable in the going forward classes. And the behavioral uh, things which talks about not much. Okay, let me change this pen or pencil. Okay, okay, this is behavioral characteristics. Actually, they call it as BHAVIOR characters. Okay, here what? But this is already E E ethics, right? And accountability. Sorry, personal accountability. These are all anyway. Company also controls us, but we should be able to like follow these things like trust. This is also very important. Trust. Okay. How do you, because the requirement sourcing is not so easy, right? Unless we get the trust. Okay, that is very important. You should be able to engage the stakeholders very, because how the trust is going to be built when we help them that with value. Otherwise, there nobody is going to trust us. Like, okay, and time management is very important. Time management. So that is what, when we are scheduling facilitating meetings, right? We should be able to follow it and make sure that the able others also should be able to participate, follow the same discipline. This is time management, and this is agility or adaptability. Okay, adaptability. This is, so that's why I'm not focusing much here, because these are more of your individual traits, like behavioral thing, right? It's more of subjective in nature. Okay, we cannot teach you right there, like how to be, you follow the ethics and all. Anyway, the organization is going to control where you're working in a ABC tech company. Yes, they have their own policies like an ND and NC and blah 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 things. And again, um, maybe the relationships is very important, right? Because you're a BA, you are the bridge between the client and as well as the technical. Therefore, we should be bit responsible, because we are aligning, right? If you're a pure developer, no problem, like you will be in the technology, but you are the people's guy, right? You are